Hello, and welcome back to the Aligned Actor Substack, podcast, YouTube video, wherever you have found this content. I welcome you. I'm Amy Schloerb. I am a mindfulness and mindset coach, and I help actors ride the roller coaster of being an actor without throwing up. And September is my actorversary, the anniversary of when I became a professional actor by moving to Los Angeles and starting my acting career. And so I always like to reflect at this time and look back at how far I've come. And a number of years ago, I wrote myself a letter, like a letter to my younger self, the version of me that had just moved out to Los Angeles, offering advice. And so this year I decided that I wanted to go look at that letter, see what advice I had offered myself back then, and see if I still like that advice, if there's things that I would change about that advice, or if there's also stuff that I would add now as extra advice, more advice to pile on top of, newly arrived baby actor in LA, Amy. And so that's what we're going to do. And I had a lot of advice, apparently, for my younger self just starting out. And so this is just part one of a series of Substack podcast YouTube videos that we're going to do, because I didn't want any of these to get out of control long. So we've divided it up into a number of different parts. So this is part one. Success is a journey, not a destination, which I still really like this advice. This is great advice. So let's read now what younger actor Amy had to say to even younger actor Amy, and then older actor Amy, more mature, more wise, finely aged actor Amy, now actor Amy, will chime in with extra additional thoughts as well. So let's just dive into this. I'm just going to read it here for you. Dear Amy, success is a journey, not a destination. I know you've seen this on magnets, and sometimes you even think you understand and believe it. But there's still something nagging at the back of your mind saying, yeah, but once I achieve that, then I'll really be successful. Sorry, no. If you believe success is a destination, you'll just end up hustling, striving, and holding yourself apart from happiness and a sense of accomplishment. You have success now. High school Amy Schloerb believed that success was graduating and getting into a good college. College Amy Schloerb believed success was, again, graduating and starting a good career. Now that you've arrived in LA, you're thinking success means booking bigger and better acting jobs consistently and continuously until you're the next Reese Witherspoon. Not gonna lie, I still sometimes think that, but then I remember the truth. Setting goals is great, but continuously moving the goalpost on what it means to be successful is soul-crushing. I'm going to read that again because I think it's really important. Setting goals is great, but continuously moving the goalpost on what it means to be successful is soul-crushing. If you keep thinking, yeah, I did that, good for me, but now real success is up there, guess what? Real success will always be up there, wherever the F either of those things are. I actually wrote that in there. Instead, put the goalpost of success inside you. What? What the heck does that mean? I wrote that in too. It was very witty. It means enjoy the process and the journey because, spoiler alert, that's all there is. Journey. And then more journey, some more journey, a quick detour journey to a foreign country. Oops, I've said too much. Followed by, you guessed it, more journey. It's quite a trip. Bah ha 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 ha. Oh, stop rolling your eyes. You know that was funny. I'm a very witty writer, apparently, when I'm writing to my younger self. There's going to be ups and downs, highs and lows, abundance and slow times. And the sooner you recognize that that's just what this career is, the happier you're going to be overall. You're in the arena. Look up the Roosevelt quote. It's good. I really encourage everybody to do that. It's a very, very good quote. We're probably going to talk about that in another Substack or YouTube video and podcast thing. I did talk about it on the podcast at one point. And I'll link up the episode where I talk about it because it's a really good quote. That was a complete sidebar. All right, let's get back to the letter. Okay, you're in the arena. Look up the Roosevelt quote. It's good. And that means you're already successful. So like I said at the top of this, I still really love this advice because it basically means we get to define success. And I've talked about this before on Substack pretty recently and on YouTube, but I'll link those pieces up so that you can find them easily because it's a really important thing to think about how we define success. So the way that Google and some kind of dictionary, I think online where I looked this up before for a different content offering, the way that they define success is success is success is defined as the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. And I want us all to find a definition of success that allows us to feel good about ourselves. That's what I really think is important in terms of when it comes to our mindset about ourselves and how we're going to approach ourselves and the world. So if you define success as engaging in the journey of being an actor, then ta-da, success. Anything that you do that's you engaging in the life of an actor, auditions, taking headshots, submitting yourself for roles, meeting with your agent, getting a new agent if you need one, going on commercial auditions, networking, literally anything that you do that furthers your acting career all of a sudden becomes an act of success because you're just doing it. You're just being an actor and doing the things that actors do. On the flip side, though, if you choose destination-based success, then things get a lot trickier. For the longest time, I've had the goal of playing a recurring character on a fun TV show, and that hasn't happened yet. I would really like to achieve that success, let's say. But if I choose to define success overall for myself as recurring role, then everything else that I've achieved in my career starts to kind of look like a failure. And I start to feel like I'm failing. I haven't achieved that, so therefore I'm not successful. I'm a failure. Why would I do that to myself? Why would I view it like that? It's a lot smarter to define success based on what I can control. Yes, I did that self-tape. I played that character the way that I wanted to play them. I hit all the beats that I wanted to hit. I connected with my reader really well. I felt really present and in the moment. I really went after what I wanted in that scene. And defining success that way, deciding that that's the measure of success based on what I did, rather than success being based on what others do, the stuff that I can't control. How casting sees the video, what casting thinks of the video, which videos they choose to pass on to production, how production sees the video, what they actually need out of this role, the heights of the other actors, and how I line up in terms of all of that. I can't control that stuff. I can't control what auditions come my way. I can't control what types of roles are casting. Maybe they're just not casting anything that works for me at the moment. And that's just how it is. I have no control over that. I can't control how casting responds to my work. I can't control how production responds to my work. What I can control is how I show up in my work, in all the actions that I take as an actor. I can control how I show up in my self-tapes. I can control how I engage in my career as an actor. And this next little bit that I'm going to read to you, I found with the letter, and I think it was when I did a version of this on the podcast years and years and years ago. And so I'm talking about the letter that I had written, but it's still really good stuff, so I wanted to share it with you now. But I wanted to clarify that this is also probably younger Amy as well. So the takeaway here is that you get to decide what success means. And I would encourage you to define success as the entirety of the journey of your career rather than some destination. Co-star, guest star, series regular, 3-picture deal, paying all your bills from acting work, Oscar, Emmy, EGOT, whatever. Holding the journey as your marker of success is so liberating and rewarding. Please don't hold yourself apart from happiness, fulfillment, and achievement. You can have it now. So that was something that Amy on the podcast was saying to the larger podcast audience at the time, and also probably to her younger self. It was commenting on the letter when I did it on the podcast from before. So yeah, the idea here is just engaging in your career, all of it. The highs, the lows, the twists, the turns, staying at the table, as I once heard Henry Winkler say, that's the success. Success is a journey, not a destination. Means success is what you do, the journey, you walking your path, you taking all of the actions that you take as an actor, not where you end up. And this is definitely a mindset shift because, oh boy, do we have a lot of messaging that we receive from society that says basically the exact opposite. But I think this is a really important mindset shift, and it really can help with your overall happiness and your overall drive and your overall motivation and your overall inspiration for wanting to continue on in your career and keeping that fire, that ember, that passion alive in you. And if you want help making this kind of mindset shift, redefining success for yourself so that you can feel great about yourself and great about your acting career, I can definitely help you with that. I would love to chat with you. I offer a complimentary session to anybody who wants to come in and talk with me for about an hour. We'll connect and we'll see what's possible together. And I want you to know this is not a sales call. I am not at all a salesy type of person. My only intention with this time that we spend together is that you leave feeling deeply seen and heard, and then also that you pick up some new insights and ideas to consider and implement. And I just hope that you leave feeling really inspired and uplifted and emboldened in yourself and in your acting career and just feeling really good about yourself. And then after we've both let that experience kind of settle, then maybe we end up coaching together, and that would be fun and awesome. And maybe we just feel like, hey, that was a great time, but our time together feels complete for now. And either way, it's a win-win because I love talking to actors. I love talking about actor mindset. I love talking about mindfulness. I love talking about all this stuff. So in no way, shape, or form would you be wasting my time if you were like, I don't really know if I want to coach, but I'd kind of love to talk about this kind of stuff. Let's do it. Let's talk to each other because I think we could have a lot of fun. So go ahead and set up a free session for yourself and we'll have some fun. There are links all around for you to do that. It's going to be in the Substack post. It's going to be in the show notes of the podcast. I will find a way to have it in the video description on YouTube. You can always go to my website, thealignedactor.com, and get set up there. And we're going to have a lot of fun together. So go ahead and do that. And then the other thing I wanted to let you know about is that if you're super stressed, which I'm even feeling a little stressed right now because this is only the second time I've recorded on Substack, podcast, YouTube, the trifecta of content in this sort of new way and new format that I'm doing. So I'm feeling a little keyed up and stressed in my body. And I should be using some of my mindfulness life hacks right now. So I'm actually going to try one right now for you. This is the long, slow exhale. So this is a breathing technique. Basically, elongating your exhale helps to bring your heart rate back down. And that actually really helped. So now I can tell you about the rest of this and where you can find more of these things. So I have an ebook. It's called Accessing Calm, and it's full of my super simple, fun mindfulness life hacks, tools, tips, tricks, the things that I use every day to calm down quickly when my stress is really, really high, when I feel really keyed up and anxious in my body. So these tools help me release stress from my body, as you just witnessed live right here. And they help keep my mind from spinning out of control with frustration and worry. And they help with everything from the teeny tiny small stuff of, the morning rush and getting my kid off to school, all the way to the big scary stuff that we see on the news that we're just not going to go there right now. But it can help with any time that you notice your body into that heightened stress response. It's a quick read. It includes video demonstrations of all the tools, plus a number of bonus mindfulness meditations, and the whole thing is just $7. That's it, $7. So you can buy it on my website, thealignedactor.com, and then click on the little link up in the corner that says Accessing Calm. There are links, again, in the Substack post, the show notes, the video description, all the fun places, so you can go and pick it up for yourself. And then the last thing I wanted to let you know about is I have some upcoming workshops. I have one in October and I have one in November. Yes, October and November. I'm hosting some workshops for members of the SAG-AFTRA Los Angeles Conservatory. And the workshop is entitled Mindfulness 101, Empower Your Craft and Your Career with Your Presence. So you can come learn about mindfulness and the many advantages it offers performers. You can experience a guided mindfulness meditation, explore the benefits of developing a daily mindfulness practice, and learn some quick centering tools to use in auditions and on set. That's the little blurb that I wrote for the calendar. Now, the catch here is that you do have to be a member of the SAG-AFTRA LA Conservatory. So there's two levels here. You have to be obviously a member of the union SAG-AFTRA in general, a regular union member there. And then you also have to join the Los Angeles Conservatory, which is, I think it's $45 for a full year of classes, workshops, all kinds of stuff that you can, all kinds of like career and craft development, basically, that you can get as an actor. There's tons of great classes. It's $45 for the year. I really would encourage you to go and sign up for that, because then you can come and take my workshops, which would be a lot of fun. I am planning to offer these workshops at some point to the more general public, but I don't know when that's going to be yet. So for now, I know that you can come and find me at the Los Angeles SAG-AFTRA Conservatory in October and in November. You can check the calendar for exact details. I will have links to that site, the calendar site, the LA SAG Conservatory's calendar, and their just general website, so you can sign up for that if you want to. I'll put links where you would expect to find the links. Great. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm always delighted to be here with you and have you join me. This was a blast, as always. So thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.